All right, it's December 9th, and so we're kind of hitting the home stretch for fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure like basically December 15th is going to be the end of the busiest time of year because people can't buy stuff later than that and expect to get it in time for Christmas. So I'm trying to get my shop loaded up as fast as I can, but unfortunately there's just other considerations. Like I have a full-time job, so I barely got it. I have like nothing listed today. I've got a few things that I picked up today on my lunch break. I'm going to try to get those listed tonight. Some of them are Christmas stuff, so I'm going to show you those things in a minute. And then I'm going to dive into the death pile closet and pull a couple of things out. I think I'm just going to pull two things out of there tonight and try to at least get that started listing. But I only have 6 orders that went out that need to go out today, but I think like 4 of them are going to be pretty complicated packs. There's like some, I think basically all of them are fragile items that need a little bit extra care. So it's going to take me a long time to get these 6 orders packed tonight. So let's not spend too much time with this preamble. Let's just get right into working. I'm going to show you the basically 2 listings that I got today at the thrift store. We'll go quickly get stuff out of the closet and then as fast as we can get these 6 orders packed tonight. So stick with me at the end. I'll show you exactly how much profit we made today. It is going to be a good day profit wise. So stay around to the end and I'm going to give you all the details, all the secrets about exactly how much money these items are making for my eBay business. So let's just stop talking, get to work. Okay, I was thinking about skipping the thrift store today. I usually go there on my lunch break basically every day of the week now these days. But I was contemplating skipping it because it just didn't feel like I was going to find much. And I didn't find like, these aren't like thousands of dollars worth of items, but they're kind of cool. So let's quickly go through these and we'll see how much I paid for them and how much I think they're going to go for. So I got these 4 Hallmark ornaments. They're all in the same series, this Lighthouse Greeting series. These red ones are number 1, 2, and 3 in the series. I think they basically did one every year. And then this blue one is number 6 in the series. So these are like mid 90s. The earliest one I think is 97, 1997, 98, 99, and then 2002. They're not like extremely valuable. They had them only for $1 a piece. And I think starting tomorrow, this store, I think they basically flooded the store with Christmas stuff, and I think they're sick of it. So I'm pretty sure starting tomorrow, they're starting to do discounts on Christmas items. So I have to see what that's all about before I go shopping there tomorrow. But these were only $1 a piece. They said somebody donated. I mean, there was a whole bin of Hallmark ornaments. Somebody donated them today. They thought it was too late to try to, I think they've mostly been asking like $3 to $5 for these ornaments, these like boxed ornaments so far this Christmas season. But since it's already kind of late in the season, they said everything in the bin is $1. So I didn't go crazy digging in the bin, but these 4 were right on the top. I thought since they're all kind of the same series, they're all lighthouses, I could easily sell these together. And I thought I could probably get $30. So I paid $4 for these dollar piece. I think I'm gonna list them like 35. I think let's try 39.99, but these really need to get listed tonight because I mean we're at the end of it. Like we got to get Christmas stuff sold now. So I'm gonna get these 4 listed tonight, and then we'll see what else we come up with. This is a vintage. It's like a syrup dispenser, like you would see at IHOP or something, but it has this really pretty etched glass. It has no markings on it except for made in the USA, so I didn't know a brand or anything, but I did a photo search and I came up with some selling basically like $16 to $20. Once I got home, I did find underneath the lid or the handle here, there's a patent number, so I looked that up. This is patented by a company called Cut Manufacturing, and that patent was from 1930. So this, a lot of people are saying Bakelite handle. I don't know if that's Bakelite or not, but it's at the right time frame. They were probably still making Bakelite until the 40s a little bit. So it could be Bakelite. That could be a selling point. I'm going to put Bakelite in the title, whether it is or not. And I'm just going to try to get $20 for it. So this was $3. We'll try to get 20. Okay, that's everything I picked up today. So let's go find something in the closet that maybe we can sell. I'm hoping to get some higher value items listed this week because I'm trying to reach a goal for the year, and the higher things I can sell, the higher value per individual item, the better. So let's go in there, see what's cooking. So lately when I've been going into this closet, I've just been trying to not be picky and take things that are going to be fun to list or easy to list. I'm just grabbing the first things I see. So it's kind of dark in here. I apologize. I'm going to grab this thing. I think it's some kind of a Wi-Fi hub of some kind. And here's some Star Wars LaserDiscs. I should get these fired uniforms listed because I think those are probably worth maybe 200, maybe 400. I don't know, but we'll start with these tonight. So I don't know if these are going to be good sellers or not, but we're going to look them up. All right, this came from the Goodwill. I suspect I did not pay $7. Back then they probably had half off. I bet this was $3.50. So I'm going to go with the assumption that it was $3.50, but let's get the computer started and head over here. These are last night's orders. I'm going to go and search this thing, which is called AT&T All-Fi Hub, and doesn't have any numbers. Oh, 8 o'clock. This is the time Pineapple's supposed to get a pill. I'm looking for a model number of some kind, serial number, device code, model CGW. It's right down here. CDW 4500-400, 450-400. Yeah, let's search this. Okay, $24. There's 40 currently listed. Let's look at sold. And we've got 9 sold. This one went for $84 with free delivery. I don't know how to test this to see if it works. So that's the most expensive one, $85 with shipping included. $53 with $10 shipping, and then we're getting down into like the $29 range, $39, $24, $17. Here's 2 that sold for less than $16.80. I'm sorry, you're not seeing what I'm seeing. $10. Okay, I think there's 8 currently sold and 40 listed. This isn't the best sell-through rate. The current listings are like $19, $24, $24. The most expensive one is how much? 52. Open box, 59. I think I'm going to pass on this. I'm going to put this aside and add it to a garage sale pile or something and just get rid of that sometime in the future. Okay, now I have 3 laser discs here. These are Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and The Return of the Jedi. I'm going to do these all together in one listing. And this has a date on it of what? 1989. So let's look it up. Special edition, special widescreen edition. I know for a while the only way you could get the original cut pre-Lucas editing was on these laser discs, but I think that's probably not the case anymore. So these may have dropped in value. Star Wars LaserDisc. Wide? I'll just put wide in just for the sake of it and see what we come up with. Okay, I've got Apocalypse Now. Why is this showing me Apocalypse Now? Here it is, $14. This is an auction with a $14.99 opening bid. So this is already not accurate because I see Apocalypse Now, Julie Andrews Star. Let me put Star Wars in quotes and hopefully we'll get a tighter search. Okay, 21 listings. We still got Apocalypse Now for some reason. 1995 edition. What did I say this was? 89. So these are, well, I don't know. Let's try completed. This is probably why I never, oh, okay, here we go. Star Wars Trilogy LaserDisc. Somebody took an offer, but they had it listed for 150. So I'm going to sell one like this. I'm not going to try to get 150. I think the condition of these is probably not good enough for that, but Star Wars Trilogy LaserDiscs, put LaserDisc widescreen special editions. I assume they all are that. Yeah, widescreen special edition. 1989. I'm going to put all the years. These are probably all 89. 1989. And this one, 1989. Where is it? This one's 1990, so put 1990. So Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. Oh, I'm out of space. Widescreen special edition. What's the most important language to put on here? I'm just going to put widescreen. I think the titles of the movies are probably more important. Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes. I don't have room for it. I just put Empire. Star Wars Trilogy, LaserDiscs, widescreen. Is Trilogy necessary? Is Trilogy more important than the titles of the actual movies? Star Wars 1989, 1990 is of the important. I'm just gonna put set in here. That'll be something. I have no idea what I paid for these at this point. I remember I bought these at the Goodwill, so I know that at least. They were in with records, so they were probably whatever they charge for records, probably $3 a piece. I'm gonna just put a $9 cost of goods. I'm gonna put Goodwill. Date, I couldn't tell you when I bought these, so I'm gonna skip that. I always put in the custom SKU field the price I paid for it, where I got it from, and the date I bought it. And then later, after I have it listed, I'll put the storage location in there as well. So, okay, widescreen, actors, I might as well add all this stuff. Special features, language, English. Probably the UPC, they're asking for a UPC required. It probably should be this one. Star Wars, the first one. I think 8616211306. Let's see what happens if I hit that. No match found. Okay, good enough. Special edition, rated G. Irvin Kershner. Can I put other people in here? It only lets you put one director. I'm leaving Irvin Kershner. He's the one who directed Empire. Country of origin, United States. Maybe not new. I'm just gonna put good as condition. I haven't looked at these discs, so I don't know if they're scratched up or anything, but let's see. Oh, well, that one looks pretty good. That side has some scuffs. So I'll just describe these scuffs and stuff as carefully as I can. I'm not a professional grader, so I can't do anything like that, but I can at least say, you know, disc 1 side A has 2 large-ish scuffs. I'll save all that stuff for later, but right now, that one sold for somewhere around 150. Let's see if we do Star Wars Trilogy LaserDisc, and we go to product research. If we can find the actual price somebody paid for that. Star Wars Trilogy, this one's, whoa, that's not the same one. This is a different one. This is the same one. Well, this is a Japanese edition that sold for $330 and it looks like it's brand new. That's not the same one. These aren't the same ones. That's not the same one. $250. Here, these are the same ones, and this sold for $249. It says Mitsubishi LaserDisc. Oh, this comes. No, here it is. Star Wars ESB and ROTJ. I don't know. Techni disc. Widescreen edition trilogy made in USA. They sold that for $250. I'm going to just put $150 on it and see if that flies. I'm going to put. Okay, where is it? $150, accept an offer. Calculated ground advantage. Calculated medium mail. We'll do that. Put this on a scale. Call that 5 pounds. I'm gonna call it 5.1 pounds. And then it's gonna be like 15 by 15 by 5. So we got one thing listed, or at least started, which will be these laser discs. These have probably been in that closet for 1.5 to 2 years. So let's set that out of the way. Let's grab one more thing out of there for fun. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh, there's nothing really simple in here, so we won't think twice about it. Just grab the first thing off the box, off the shelf. And it's this PXL 2000 camera. I sold one of these maybe 9 or 10 months ago. This one has the box, but it does not have all the components that are supposed to be in there. It's supposed to come with a small TV. If you don't know about this, it's a camera that Fisher-Price made in the 80s. And for a while, there were a lot of kind of indie filmmakers who were into using this camera. It records on cassette tapes. So here's a normal cassette tape. This is the actual cassette that came with the camera, PXL 2000 cassette. Oh, there's 2 cameras in here? I did not know that. I've been carrying this box around for probably 15 years because I thought I was going to use it. I thought I was going to use one of these cameras to make some kind of magnum opus. This one doesn't want to open. Okay, there it goes. That's the PXL 2000 tape, so that's good. This tape can go in the garbage. This tape can go in the garbage. Whoops, I'll put this in here. So I got 2 listings here. I'll do these separately. These I have no way of really knowing if they work, so we're just gonna list them as, you know, not necessarily for parts, but, you know, condition unknown. I could put batteries in and at least test them. There's an issue where the battery compartment, since this came out, the size of AA batteries has changed, and it's really tough to get batteries in here. So I guess I will test these, make sure they at least turn on. I'm gonna put one with as much components as possible, with the tape, with the adapter, PXL 2000 plug. This one you can just plug in and see if it works. Let's do that. I guess I can plug both of these in and see if they work. This has to go here, and then power on. There's almost no way that these things just work because they're, you know, cassette base. They would have some rubber, what do you call them? Belts in there that are going to be almost certainly dry rotted. Play, rewind. Oh, so this one works. Rewinds. Let's try this one again. Oh yeah, this one rewinds too. Are those things moving? No, the things in there are not moving. So that one's going to need a new belt. I don't know what you call it, the little spools. Same thing here. These are going to need new belts for sure. So these are going to be for parts or for repair, but I think I could still probably get $100 a piece for these. So I need to get these listed ASAP. These could be quality Christmas gifts for somebody. This is not part of it. Save that for later. I don't know. Do I need to keep this cassette? I'm throwing it in the garbage. I'm throwing this wire in the garbage too. There is paperwork here, so that'll go with this one, and then this one will go by itself. And then is this a sort of a tripod? I guess, yeah. I don't know how it works, but something like a tripod. Yeah, there we go. So we'll keep this one all together and try to get like 110 or 120, and this one by itself will get, it comes with a cassette. We'll try to get 90 to 100 for that one. So, okay, we'll get those listed tonight or tomorrow. I'm considering, I'll have to consider this box and figure out what I want to do with this, because since it's not complete, I don't know that somebody's going to want to buy the box, and I don't know that I want to ship that big box if it's not going to help the value. So I'll do a little bit of research and decide if that's going to help the value or not. But these I've got to get, I'm going to put these in this bag, take this stuff upstairs and work on listing these tonight. Jessica's on the way home right now. She's going to stop and get a pizza, so I don't have a ton of time for working tonight, so I don't want to spend too much time without at least getting started on packing. Okay, I'm going to grab the orders that are ready to get packed and then start doing that, and probably take a break when Jessica gets here and then come back and finish packing later. We'll see how long it takes. So we got 2 more sales while we were rummaging around in that closet. So I'm going to pack the things that I think are going to be the easiest first, but I do have some slightly difficult things to do too. So all right, let's just start with this. This is a little Namco plug and play TV. Plug this into your TV. It's got like 5 video games on it. There's been a trend recently, and I've heard other people talking about it, and I've experienced it myself a lot. And this hasn't happened before, where people are sending messages on eBay saying, hello, is this still available? Which is really a Facebook marketplace trope. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I got a message today that just said, hello, is this still available on this thing? I just replied, yes, it is. And then, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours later, it's sold. I don't know if it's the same person that bought it or not, but maybe it was. I'll have to look into that later. But let me go get some boxes for these, at least a few of these things, and then I'll come back and get packing going. Okay, I've got a square box here, 8 by 8 by 8. I guess it's a cube, not really a square, but should be just about right for this little video game thing. These things, I mean $20. This is basically what I got for it, $19.59. I paid 61 cents for it at a garage sale, so I don't know how I came up with that number, but 61 cents. not very much. To turn it into $20 is fine. I probably had it listed at whatever 15% more than that is. So this has been listed since July. So maybe that's 45 days. This could have been 30% off. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've got anything older than 45 days is 15% off, and anything older than 100 days is 30% off in my eBay shop right now, because I'm trying to just clear out inventory and get as many sales as possible before the end of the year. So 20 bucks on this. It's not a huge profit, but it's you know, if we get 10 $20 sales, we're doing pretty good. All right, so this is called Namco. I feel kind of frantic tonight. Like I want to get this work done, but like I said, some of these things are fragile and I'm going to have to take my time on them. This one's not, that's not the case here, but this is 2 pounds, 1.7, 9 by 9 by 9, and it's going to OH in New York. Let's quickly see if I can find that message and see if it was the person I think it was who bought it. Okay, my eBay messages, Namco. It was not the same person. So that's weird when that happens. Let's see. Was it the same person? I don't think so. It's always weird to me when you get a message about something and then shortly thereafter that item sells and it's not to the same person. Seems unlikely that would happen, but that's what happened just there. Was one person asked, is it still available? And then somebody else bought it before they had a chance to. So I guess now the answer is no to that person. All right, what do we got next? A book. This is Cervantes' Don Quixote. I think this is a Franklin Library edition, so it's a pretty nice book. And I got this at a garage sale. I went to this garage sale where they had almost nothing but books, and nothing had prices on it. And then when I found 2 or 3 books I wanted, and I said, how much you want for these? And they said, we don't believe in selling books. We just give them away for free. So I was like, I'm not going to argue with you. I'll take these books. And I can't remember. One of them was something I wanted to read for myself, and one of them was this Don Quixote. Not a huge seller. I think it's like 16 bucks. Let's see, $16.99 or something like that. $16.09 plus shipping. And it says it's a repeat buyer, so I'm not sure who it is, what they have bought before. I don't recognize this name, so we'll have to do a little research later. But right now, I'm not going to spend the time on that. I'm just going to get this packed up. This box is a little bit big, but I have some similar boxes that are just like a tiny bit too small for this book. So we'll use this big one, and then we'll just put plenty of packing paper in here, and should be good to go. So let's tape it this way and this way, and then we'll be good. All right, I'm just gonna write Don on here for Don Quixote. I think I'll remember. That's close to 3 pounds. This box is 13 by 11 by 3. It's going to OH in New York. Yeah, I'll have to check to see what this person bought for me before. I suspect it was probably a book. All right, right here. This is a very strange sale. I don't know why I would have ever bought this. Speedball, like calligraphy set for, you know, it's got these dip pens and the tips. And this says I bought this in June of 2024. So quite a long time ago. And it says I paid $3.45 for it, which is shocking to me. Like today I wouldn't pay more than 50 cents for that, if that. So it's sold, again, this is a sale item. It's sold, no, it's not for sale. This is too cheap to be on my sale list. So it's sold for, the other thing about my sale is that I don't include anything that's under $10.99 or $12.99 or something like that. Like if it's $10.99, I'm not going to give you 30% off that. I'm not going to sell something for $6. I need more money than that to make it worth the effort. So I'm just going to put this in an envelope. It's sold for $8.99 plus shipping after a year and a half. So we're going to make about $1, maybe $2 on this if we're lucky. Oh, and it will not fit in this envelope. Come on, keep going. Okay. This second, I'm putting a piece of cardboard on each side of it, and that's one of these pieces of cardboard that's giving me trouble, so I'm leaving that one off. I just have one piece of cardboard. This is only an $8 item. It won't be, it's not the sort of thing that's gonna get damaged in shipping, so we're not gonna worry about it. I just recently had one of the first people who ever commented on my videos, and back in February when I first started, was a guy who wanted to tell me everything I was doing wrong. And I was glad when he disappeared, but he reappeared recently to let me know every single item I was packaging was going to get broken in shipping because I was doing everything so wrong. Speedball. So welcome back, dude. I'm not interested in hearing about everything I'm doing wrong. This is about 9 by 7 by, I'll call it 2. And this is going to go to MPNMA, Massachusetts. Okay, that's 3 down. We've got 8 orders to pack tonight. I'm gonna have to find more boxes. I'll be right back. Okay, this thing is called a SlumberPod, and it's like basically it's a tent that goes over a baby bed or a kid's bed, so that they can get, first of all, blocked out from sun if people need to sleep in complete darkness. But also, I think it's probably just to be fun. And it has a bunch of accessories you can buy, like it has built-in vents, so you can buy a little fan to attach to the vent and try to keep circulation going on in there. So I got this at the Salvation Army pretty recently, 11/28. Today is, what did I say it was? December 9th. So less than a couple of weeks since I bought this. I paid like 12 after taxes and everything. I paid $14.30 for it. And seemed to be going for about $125. So I had it listed around 120 or 110 or something like that. Somebody sent me a message, and it was kind of a strange message, but it said they want to pay $90 for it, and I should send them an offer of $90, which doesn't always work like that. Sometimes eBay allows you to send offers through messaging, and sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it did not allow me to do that. This is another one of the weird things where eBay says things are going to work a certain way and they just don't. So just recently they said all messages will include the option to send offers through the messaging system. And it's not true. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. But anyway, I told them, you send me an offer. And that was last night. I was hoping this sale would be completed last night, but they did it this morning. They sent the offer and I accepted it. So this thing is going out for $90, which is, I'm sure I could have gotten that 125 or 110 or whatever. But like I said, it's crunch time. We got to just get things sold. So it's still a good profit. I only paid $14 for it. Sold it for $90. So after fees and everything, we're probably going to make, I don't know, maybe $55 or $60. So I just put these two boxes together and it's going to be perfect. I probably have a box that this would fit in, but I don't want to look for it. So I hear Jessica wandering around, stomping around up there. So she must have come home with some pizza. So I'm gonna finish this package and then go up there and get dinner. Slumber, this is 7 pounds. 19 by, these are like 9 by 9, 19 by 9 by 9, and it's going to SH in Florida. This is going to be an expensive one to ship. Florida's always expensive. Okay, that's 4 out of 8, so basically halfway done. I'll be back in a little while and finish up the rest of these. Maybe we'll have more sales by then. Okay, so we had a late dinner and now it's back to work. So right here I just listed this a short while ago. This is a set snap circuits. It's like a kid's kit for learning about electrical circuits. This is something that came out of the closet maybe 2 weeks ago. I pulled it out of the closet over there, and I put a relatively low price on it because I didn't want it to be sitting too long. So I only sold it for $21.99, something like that. It's probably not worth much more than that, maybe $28 maximum. But let's see. Since this is an older item that came out of the closet, okay, I paid $3.30 for it at the Goodwill. I don't know how long ago, but I listed it just, I don't know, maybe less than 2 weeks, probably less than 1 week. And I didn't think it would really sell that quickly, but this feels like the sort of thing that somebody might buy for a Christmas gift. This is right now 3 pounds 3 ounces, so I'm gonna lose some of this cardboard to try to get the weight down below 3 pounds, and it should be okay. I think we'll get there. So there's a little gap here. I'm gonna put some paper to keep it from sliding around. We'll close this down, close this down, and probably cut more of these flaps. Yeah, right now it's at 3 pounds 2, so I'm not sure we're gonna get there or not, but I'm gonna keep cutting stuff off and hope for the best. I'd like this to be under 3 pounds. Right now, we're very close, but not close enough, so let's do one more little cut and hope this one will do it. It doesn't have to be under 3 pounds, it has to be under 3.1 pounds, which is where it is right now. So we'll try one more piece off, and we made it 3 pounds even. So let's stick this down. I don't think the tape or the label are going to be enough to bring us over that 3 pound threshold, but I don't think it will really matter if it is. I don't anticipate the post office is going after 0.2 ounces or whatever. You know, it's going to be a little bit over 3 pounds. I don't think they're going to be tracking me down and trying to get more money out of me. I have had way more after, what do they call it when they say you didn't pay enough? They come back with a charge after you've already shipped it, and they say you owe us more money. I've had that happen with FedEx, and I have had it a couple of times with USPS, but most of the time the USPS is refunding me money. They say I paid too much, but that hasn't happened that many times either. Probably 3 times overcharged or undercharged with USPS, but many times with FedEx, and usually it's only like $1 or $2. But recently I had one where they overcharged me like close to $20, and so I contested that one with eBay, and I just got a message today telling me that they sided in my favor and they reimbursed me my $20. 17 by 13 by 4. So everything simple I think is done right now. The easy ones, and now we're going to be moving on to some more difficult packages. This one is going to AP in DC, Washington DC. I think that's the first time I've sent something to Washington DC. I'm going to put another label here covering this up. And then let's get this out of the way. We'll just put it here for now. All right, now I have a big Christmas item. This is a Snowman liquid motion lamp. So it's basically like a lava lamp. It has glitter inside of it, and it's a snowman shape. I'm not gonna take it out of the box, but it's in here in styrofoam, so pretty well protected, but I think I'm gonna have to pack this. I think I'm gonna have to use 2 12 by 12 boxes. 12, 12, 12, and put some padding in between. So let me get those boxes up here. Okay, here's one. We're gonna start with this one. These boxes don't always fold exactly right, but this one seems okay. All right, so there's one box, and it's basically exactly the height of this box. So I'm going to take a second one and cut it in half right down the middle here, and I'm making a cap. Where's my knife? I don't need that much. I might use, well, I could use either one of these. They're not exactly, I didn't do it exactly in half. This one, I'll use this one. Save this one for later. We might need it tonight, I don't know. So I'm gonna fold this one up and put it, it's gonna go on top of here like this. So we'll have one box standing up and a little lid to go on top of it. And it should be pretty much exactly right for this snowman. So I want paper in the bottom. I think I just listed this yesterday or maybe the day before, and I knew it was a Christmas item. I need to get it listed quickly, so I brought it home from the thrift store. I paid, what did I pay for this? I think I paid like $25 or $30 for it. I paid $30 for it, and I sold it for $105. So we'll make, I don't know, $70, $60, probably $55 on this. So that's good. I was hoping I could use some of those bubbles, but I don't think the space around here, the void I need to fill, is big enough for one of these one of these kind of bubbles. So we'll just use just paper. It's going to take quite a bit of paper, so we might skip forward here a little bit. I'm just going to be packing paper around the edges probably for 4 minutes. Okay, I'm taping these corners so that I can put paper up higher. I've got this whole bottom part filled with paper. Now I want to get this top part filled with paper. So it's going to be the same thing. We're going to skip forward a little bit and get this done off camera. Okay, all these sides are filled with paper now, so I'm going to pull this cap over here and fill the whole top of it with more paper, a little bit more, and then we'll get this put on here. And it's going to take a little bit of squeezing and forcing, but it should happen relatively easily. Okay, there we go. Got it on. I'm pushing it down as much as I can, and I'm just going to have to cover these gaps with tape so that it doesn't split open. That paper still has plenty of room for to be compressed, so it's going to try to get this to be a full rectangle and not bulging out on the sides too much. This snowman I think is made out of acrylic, not glass or some kind of plastic anyway, so I don't expect it will break or is even really very breakable. But I probably should have wrapped that box in a plastic bag before I put all the paper and everything in. But I'm not taking it apart now. Didn't think of that until just now. All right, snowman. It's gonna be kind of heavy. I'm suspecting this is gonna go UPS instead of USPS, but we'll see. It's 14 pounds. And it's, let's see, 13 by 13. And how tall is it? 20, oh, it's like 21 exactly. I think anything that's 22 inches in one length is always going to go UPS instead of USPS, because USPS has a surcharge. But I can't remember if it's 22 or if it's over 22. So we'll do some calculations on this in a little bit and see which method is the most economical, and ship it that way. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the floor and grab the next thing, which is another water-filled item. It's a lava lamp. So here's the base. This is a nice one. I think it's probably from the 90s, 1999. I've got this at a yard sale. I got two lava lamps at one yard sale. One was like a classic one from the 60s, and then this one from the 90s. That older one I sold for like $250 or $300 or something like that. And then this one, $93.50. This one I only paid $5 for. I'm going to double box it the best I can. Okay, I think I'm gonna put it in here. I think I'm gonna put this part in here, the jar part. I'm gonna put it in this box. I'm gonna fill this all up with bubble wrap and whatever else I've got. And then I'm going to put that box inside another box. I just have to find the good enough box to put that in, the one that's big enough. I might end up having to do the same thing with the two 12 by 12s. But right now, this is going to get in here. I'm going to wrap this completely with bubble wrap, and then I'm going to pull it inside of a plastic bag, because this is one that definitely could break. This is like real glass, and it could break, so we don't want liquid going all over the place. And this one will have to be shipped hazardous materials, even though this is not hazardous, but I think they consider anything liquid to go, because they always ask you at the post office, like, is there anything liquid, perishable? They ask a bunch of questions about every item that you ship, and one of them is it liquid? So I'll choose a hazardous label when I buy the label for this. All right, so this is just a plastic garbage bag. So put it inside here and tie it. So if it does break and water comes out, it should stay inside the bag, hopefully. But it won't. It won't break. I haven't had anything break yet in I don't know how many years of shipping stuff. Okay, in here, I wish this box was a little smaller, but this is the box I have. Okay, let's put paper in there. Whoops, this paper is getting a little bit short. So we'll fill this all up with paper, and hopefully whatever box I put this in will have enough room to put this outside, because this has got to get in there too, and the little cap. I have a box here that might work, but it's not ideal really, but it is a heavy duty double wall box. So having a single wall box here and then have that inside a double wall box is probably going to be good enough. to protect this. So I'm gonna seal this one up, at least partially. So this should be, there's no way I could ship it like this. I mean, that would get broken for sure. But let's try this box and see what we think. Which I'm not convinced right now because it doesn't have a whole bunch of pad. It doesn't have much room for padding around it, but it is a pretty heavy box. So let's see. Okay, do this. Oh, I think it's gonna be fine, and then this can go in here. It's just sort of shallow, you know. It's not a huge amount of space, top and bottom, to protect this interior box. I'm not sure. Will this fit in here? I'm gonna put some extra cardboard in to really reinforce this box. I'll put this on the bottom and then put this in, and I'll put another piece of cardboard on the top. So it's gonna have like 5 layers of cardboard protection, but this needs to get wrapped. And we'll put that right here. Okay, this is gonna be, I'm gonna look for another box, just maybe I'll have a different idea, so hold on. Okay, I found this one. I think this one is gonna make me feel a little bit better because it's gonna have like an inch or two on all sides of the box, of the smaller box. So let's get this out of the way. We'll come back to this box another time, but this one is gonna go in here now. This is the decision. So I can't forget this cap is in here. I'm gonna wrap this. I'm gonna tape it up so hopefully it's clear that there's something inside there. And this has the base, that has the cap. I cannot forget to put those in there. So this is gonna take a little while, so we'll probably skip forward again. Just gonna be filling this box with paper for a minute. Okay, I have room in here now for some of these bubbles, so I might as well use them. And then I can save that paper for another day. This stuff comes for free, you know, it comes in other packages. So it's good to get rid of it. It's good to use it, you know, recycle it, get it out, and it doesn't cost me anything, so that's good. It's less forgiving than paper, you know, once you put it in there, you can't get the lid closed. So I'm gonna fill the rest with paper, I guess. Okay. This is a little bit tight, but that should be good. Actually, being tight is probably a good idea. Okay. I'm gonna try, there's sort of a little gap here, so I'm gonna try to put this on one flap and then squeeze the two together and pull it tight on this way. So yeah, that's good. Okay, not too bad. This is pretty big though now, so I don't know what we're gonna do as far as the carrier. I suspect UPS. Yeah, I was doing FedEx for oversized packages because one, it was cheaper, and two, it was conveniently located for me. It's just like a place where I could stop on my way to work. I drive right past the FedEx store. But now, since I've had these overcharges on FedEx, I switched back to UPS, which is unfortunately not conveniently located for me. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that far out of the way, but it's nice to be able to just stop there on my way to work. So I'm gonna write lava on here and put that on the scale. It's gonna be 7 pounds. Probably undercharged for shipping on this. This is 22 by 11 by 11. And it's going to CL, Kansas. Okay, that one's done. Now we just have one more. Is that right? I guess just one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But this one's going to be a doozy. Let me get some of these boxes out of the way because I'm going to bring this big thing over here, and I'm going to struggle with this. Okay, what we have is a lamp, another lamp. This one is of an antique electric meter that has been converted into a lamp, and it says residential electric meter circa 1920 Westinghouse, and it comes with all this documentation about the company that made it, like the actual artisan who put it together has his signature on it, and instructions how to take care of it and maintain it. And if I had just sold this without the lampshade, it'd still be a little bit difficult, but not that much problems. I probably could fit this in a 12 by 12 by 12 box. This, or at least two of them. This is 10 inches. The base is 10 inches wide, so it would fit in a 12 by 12 fine. But then I decided to include the original shade, which I don't know how much of a selling point that was, so it's probably a bad decision to include this shade, but The shade is much bigger. It's like close to 14 inches across, so I can't fit that in a 12-inch square box. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to go look at the boxes that I have. I do have some oversized boxes and figure out what I'm going to do. I think I'm probably going to put this in a 12 by 12 by 12 box and then try to, I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, I grabbed this box. It's a little bit too big, so I did some adjustments to it on my own time off camera, and now I'm going to do my best to piece it back together again and see how it does. It's a little bit awkward just because of how big it is. I'm gonna just cut this whole thing off. This is not necessary. This is not helping me, so we'll get rid of it. You hear something going on over there. Ugh, my blade is a little too dull for this, really, but I don't feel like changing it right now, so we're just gonna keep going right through it. Okay, so this box was probably this tall, and I just don't need it to be that tall. So I've cut off a bunch of it to make it a little bit smaller. And this I don't need either. Let's get rid of that flap. Good. This will flip over, and then we got a good taping surface here. So let's get this whole end taped down. And a little bit more here. Okay, good. This will go inside, and then this goes over and this goes over. So we've got a good box here. I think it's exactly the right height. Now we just have to figure out how to get this lamp put together so it doesn't get too damaged. So I'm gonna wrap all of this part, the base of it, with bubble wrap, and so it's thick enough that this will go around and be like cushioned by bubble wrap all around the inside. So this is going to be quite an operation, I think. So we'll just start right here. Pull this out. I have to remember anything that comes out has to go back in. So this is coming out, and then I think this is called a harp, the part that the shade fits on. You got to put that back in later. But right now, I'm just going to wrap this around, and I'll do this a number of times until it feels like it's the right size for the shade, and then we'll test out what if the shade fits or not. It's all right. I'm gonna tear off some, and this way I can pull it tighter because it's pretty loose right now. And then I'll tape that. Now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just instead of trying to spin this whole roll around, I'm gonna do these smaller pieces. So I am a little bit anxious about this one because it's big and it's fragile and it's relatively expensive. I think I paid like, I'll tell you exactly. I paid $34 for this and I sold it for $200. How are we doing? Got several more inches to go. So we're probably gonna have to wrap this like 30 times or 40 times. I don't know how many times. I could have wrapped with some paper and then put bubble wrap. Maybe I could wrap it with paper now. I don't know. This is gonna be expensive packing because of all this bubble wrap I'm gonna use, but it's okay. Okay, we're getting there. I probably could use, I don't know what I could use. If I had thicker, bigger bubbles, that'd probably be good. But this is the only size I keep in stock. These small bubbles. But I'm just gonna keep wrapping this until it's the right size. Then we're gonna have to put quite a bit of packing on the outside of this shade too. So maybe we'll use some of that, those big bubbles over there, those big air pockets. Get this out of the way. I think this might be the last time going around, but I'm not sure. We'll have to test it again and see. This is not going to be the last time. We're going to have to do this a few more times, I think. Okay, let's pull this a little bit tighter. Try it again. Yeah, at least one more time like that. So here we go, one more time. So hopefully this is the last time. So I basically want to have a backing for that shade so that if for whatever reason it gets bumped, it doesn't have anywhere to go to get dented or damaged too much. There's definitely better ways to do this. The first better idea would have been to not include that shade with the lamp. But I did think it was interesting and nice that it still had the original shade after all this time. I think this thing was made, think it was produced in the 90s or the 80s. I think it has a date on it somewhere. 95. The person signed it and dated it who made it. Okay, so you can see now we've got a pretty tight fit here. So that's going to be good. And then we probably want to do something to keep this together. I'm going to start with stretch wrap. Let's see. If I fill this whole top part with these things, probably room for one more. That's good. And then I'm going to stretch wrap it this way. I'm figuring this out as I go, so I hope it works out. So I don't want to do this too tight. I just want to hold it together while I handle it. I'm going to take this envelope and put it right here and stretch wrap that down. And then I think I might put this harp on the bottom like that. This way I won't forget to put anything back in the box. I have done that before, taken like a small piece of something off and then shipped the item and forgotten to put the piece back in the box and had to ship it later separately at extra expense. Okay, come on. That's off. Okay, so that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Now, how much space do we have to fill to get this safely put in this box? All right, I'm gonna put a couple of pieces of cardboard in here. What did I do with that? Because of the way I cut it, sort of, there's some places where it doesn't have as much strength as other places. So I'm gonna put some extra cardboard in here, strengthen this box back up and tape it in so it doesn't go anywhere. So now I've got some extra strength there. This is gonna go in. So there is quite a lot of room around the sides, probably a full 2 inches. And I think my only real choice is just to fill it with paper. At this point, I think that's it. Just fill it with paper. I could fill it with some paper and some of those bubbles, those bigger ones, those air pockets. So we'll just see what we come up with. I'll probably finish this roll of paper on this project. So once I get it all in here, I'm gonna stand it up and put the label on the top, and hopefully they'll keep it that way during shipping so that it's standing on the base as much as possible. I wouldn't want to do a package like this if it wasn't, you know, a couple $100 or at least $100 because of, you know, the amount of effort and the amount of packing materials we're going to use here is going to be pretty intense. So I wouldn't do this for a $20 lamp. So yeah, this works. We'll get all of these air bubbles in here, these air pockets. We'll run out of these. I'll get rid of them. I'm sure somebody watching this is going to have a lot to say about how I could do this better. And it probably is a better way to do it. But I think this is going to be pretty good, actually. So we'll leave that there, I guess. Put some down here and do the rest with paper. We'll do a couple more bubbles and then the rest with paper. Okay, paper. Oh boy, I dropped this like 6 times today. It's getting late, and this project is taking a little while. So I hope that I can get this done and get to bed at a reasonable time. We need a lot more paper, I think. The paper is pushing the bubbles out. This needs to be held in place a little better. So let's do that. Hold that down. Hold this down. We're getting there. I'm just gonna hold this flap down so I can stuff more paper and stuff underneath there and it won't keep popping up. Well, that didn't work. If I run out of this roll of paper, we're just gonna call it done at that point. As soon as there's no more paper on the roll. I think we're just about there actually. So there's still quite a lot of space around these edges. All right, let's try to close it. All right, I'm gonna close this and then see if I can. Oh, it feels good. Yeah, that feels good. Okay, tape it up. So yeah, there's enough paper in here that I'm having to really kind of manhandle these flaps to get it to close all the way. So that should be just fine. I don't know where this is going. I hope it's not going too far. Oh, of course, California. I'm in Chicago, so it seems like anytime I have something very fragile, it's going to California or Florida. Shoot, now we're out of tape. Okay, we're gonna have to pause. Let's get some tape. Be right back. Okay, I got some tape. I'm gonna get this all finished up and then I'm gonna buy the shipping labels and come back and tell you exactly how much profit we made on each of these. What is it, 8 items now? Hopefully we'll get another sale before I'm done, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, that was quite an ordeal. I got all of these things ready to go now. Only these 8 packages, but it was a total of like $150 in shipping labels because some of these things are so big and they're going so far. So I went back and forth quite a lot with some of these. This is the Snowman. It was like, I had like quite a lot of padding on the top and the bottom of here. So this box was like 22 inches tall, and it was going to be like this one package was going to be, it's going to Arkansas. No, is that Alaska? AK? Is AK Alaska? I think it is. So this was going to be like $180 to ship, and the buyer only paid $30 for the shipping. So I don't know how that happened, but I ended up taking some of that padding out at the top and the bottom and shrinking this box down from 22 inches to 19, and dropped it down to 35 $35.22, and the buyer paid $34.21. So I lost about $1 on the shipping, but without doing that, this package was going to be $158 or something like that, which is unbelievable. So luckily there was a little bit of extra space in there, and I was able to make that a little smaller. The big box with the lamp on it was nowhere near that kind of a price, but I guess that Alaska is that's the killer right there. It's going to Alaska. Anyway, I spent $150 some on shipping. All of these are going to just go. All of these are just going regular USPS. I'll put them on the porch. I mean, I feel bad about some of these big ones asking my carrier to pick these up, except for the lamp, which will go UPS. So I'll take that. Maybe I'll be able to get up early enough to take that before I go to work, but I'll probably take it on my lunch break. Or I might leave work early tomorrow and come home at 1. I don't know what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter. But yeah, let's go over the profits on all of these things. Okay, so I packed them all out of order, so we're going to just go in the order that these purchases came in. So the first sale today was, before I even woke up this morning, was that speedball calligraphy set. And whatever the deal is with that, I paid $3.45 for it, and I only sold it for $8.99. Doesn't seem right, but that's what my notes tell me. So at the end, after all fees and shipping labels and everything, that pen set earned $5.68. So questionable whether it should even have been sold, but whatever. The SlumberPod privacy blackout canopy tent for your bed, after fees, after label, after cost of goods, earned $59.89. Then the Snowman motion lamp, that's this one right here in this box. This is the one that seemingly is going to Alaska, earned $58.56. The Snap Circuits game or electronics project set, $16.10. The Westinghouse electric meter lamp, this is the sale of the day, $183.39. So that's the one that's putting us over the top today. The normal 90s lava lamp, $88.09. The Namco little Pac-Man game, $16.09. And then the Don Quixote book, $12.62. So right now it is 11 p.m. We have a few more hours and we might get some more sales today. There are at least 2 offers that I'm waiting to get paid for, which I don't understand how that works. I thought eBay said if somebody sends you an offer, then they have to pay for it right away if you accept it. But I'm still waiting for payment on 2 different offers that I would like to get in on today's profits. So anyway, if those don't come or some others don't come, we're going to end the day today with $440.42, which is pretty good for me, except it seems I was looking at $600 there earlier because none of the shipping costs had been taken out. So it was like $590 5 minutes ago, and now it's down to $440, which is still good. We're still doing fine. I'm shooting for average daily profit of $270. So we're well above that. So this is going to give us a couple of, like, one slower day can be okay because we've gone over that that target, but we still need to get a little bit more. So right now, the average profit per day for the month of December is $254.90. So we need that number to be $270 by the end of the year. Every day of this last month, we need to be earning more than $270. And seems unlikely. The whole point of that is to reach a $50,000 goal for the year. If we don't reach it, it's not going to hurt me, but I do want to get there, but seems unlikely. because basically every day for the rest of this month we need to be making like $300 or more, and I that's not that common for me, even though we are in the highest shopping season. This month we did have one day that was $43 profit, and that has kind of been the stumbling block this month. It knocked our profits down, average profit down for the month, and we got to do a lot to make up for that $40 day and hope we don't have any more like that. Anyway, $440 today. I'm pretty happy with that. I do have to carry all these boxes upstairs, and it's going to be a little bit of a hassle, but I'm feeling good right now, and I hope everybody else is feeling good too. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night.